He was a well-liked, happy man who investigators don't think would have left on his own. But what happened to him? Who would have wanted him dead? And why can't police find his body?
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hey guys, it's ayebeepee and welcome back to my channel. I've got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a minor in psychology, and I'm going to say that for the next 20 videos because I'm just so proud of myself. And on top of that, I'm a board member for a nonprofit called Voices for the Silenced, and we help with missing person cases in the West Virginia and surrounding areas. We help get resources to the friends and family that have missing loved ones in this area. So if you know anybody who is missing, please get a hold of us and we'll do what we can. And we are here with another one in the Unsolved in West Virginia series. This one just makes me scratch my head. Someone has to know something about this case. It's just so wild. There's not a whole lot of information into this case. The police have kept a lot of things close to the vest, but I want to go over what we know that could maybe jog someone's memory. So today we are here to talk about the Dickie Riser case. So let's just get right in. Samuel Richard Riser, or what we know as Dickie Riser, sometimes he also went by Sam, but mostly Dickie. He was from the Glasgow area of Kanawha County, West Virginia, and he lived around the 300 block of 3rd Avenue. He was a white man with gray hair and blue eyes. He was about 6'1", and he was around 205 pounds. Now, he did wear metal rimmed glasses, and he was 60 at the time of his disappearance. And so many people had said that they really liked Dickie. He was very well liked. He was happy and a hard-working, loving father. He was also a coal miner. Now, he was divorced, but from what I understood, he did keep a good relationship with the mother of his children. He also loved to sing and would listen to country music a lot. Now, on December 8th, 2010, he went to work as usual, and then he went home after work. Now, there was some bank activity during this day. He had spoke to his landlord and paid rent for the month of December, and the landlord is thought to be the last person to talk to Dickie alive. Now, he did end up mailing a letter at some point during this day, and he did use his phone. He did talk on it, whether that was texting or calls, I wasn't really sure. And things that were around his house did seem like he was there that day and had made it home. Now, he hadn't shown up for work for about 3 days after this, and that was just not like him. Like I said, he was a hard worker, and he was very reliable. They knew he was going to be there if he was scheduled. This made his coworkers really worried, so his employer did get a hold of his landlord to go check the house out. So on the 11th of December, the landlord did go over and take his spare key to the house and check on him. Now, Dickie was not at the house when the landlord looked, so he did call Dickie's daughter to let her know we couldn't find him. And this made his daughter, Michelle, and Linda, his sister, very worried. But the landlord said when he went to the house, the door was locked and his car was still there. And so people kind of determined he must have went missing around the 8th or 9th because that's around the last time anybody had any inkling of him being around. Now, when the house was checked, the TV was still on. The lights in the house were on, but the coffee table did seem like it was moved or something happened around it. But nothing was missing except for Dickie. Now, his jacket, his wallet, and his keys were gone too, but that's something obviously he would have carried with him if he left. But at his house, there was a large amount of cash, so nobody really thought that he was running away or starting a new life, or even that this could have been a robbery.
Inside the home, detectives discover blood.
There was enough blood in the house to indicate there had been some kind of maybe maybe an altercation in the house.
Nothing was stolen. There was even a large amount of cash still inside. Everything in the house intact. His car still sat outside, but there was no sign of Riser.
Now, they clearly, obviously said that foul play was suspected and that it is possible that maybe he got hit by like a blunt object in his head or something along those lines. I want to put a huge allegedly at this part. I couldn't find hardly any details about this, but there were rumors he was seeing a woman. There were rumors of jealousy, and I even saw a few rumors about drug use, but nothing is set in stone. And a lot of what I read really didn't sound like it would go towards the Dickie that's portrayed, but you never know. But I do want to put this in here just in case it does spark someone's memory. Now, the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office does have two persons of interest in this case, but they have never publicly named them. Like I said, they're keeping a lot of details close to the vest, which I can understand can be a good thing because you don't want anybody just claiming they did this. But there are some details you want to keep quiet that only the person that did this to Dickie would know, and that's a big reason they do this.
We think it was personal. We think the crime happened. We think Samuel Riser knew the person that came into the house and possibly even left with them.
Over the years, detectives say they've developed suspects but haven't had enough evidence to secure an arrest. Leads have been exhausted.
They've got numerous leads on locations of where Mr. Riser could possibly be. They've got maps. They've conducted searches in those areas with cadaver dogs. There's been abandoned mines they've went to. They've searched those areas. They've searched areas where water's located. They've searched those areas with canines.
Now, they did say they do not have enough evidence to arrest anybody, even these two persons of interest. But they have had leads to where Dickie's body might be, but nothing's really came of it. And as of today, they really have exhausted any leads they have gotten. Now, Michelle, his daughter, has talked to outlets that covered the Dickie Riser case. She just has asked, please come forward if you know any type of details that would help her find her dad. She said that he's actually been gone most of her adult life. And now his sister Linda, that I spoke about earlier, did talk a lot about Dickie's case too, but she has since passed away. So it is just mostly Michelle now. But Dickie's information has been uploaded to NamUs and the Charlie Project. And Project Cold Case has also featured this case. So he does have awareness out there of his case. So if you know anything about Dickie Riser and what could have happened to him, please get a hold of the Criminal Investigation section at 304-357-0556. And you can also email tips if you'd much rather do that at tips@kanawhasheriff.us. And you can also go to the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office if you want to leave tips, and I'm pretty sure anonymous tips about Dickie Riser. But that is actually all I could find on the internet about Dickie Riser. I know this isn't very much details at all, but I do respect the police on keeping things closer to them and not just airing out all details, right? But thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for me, and hit that notification button. That way you're notified the next time I upload. I still have a GoFundMe going for Crystal Young. If you have not watched that video yet, you need to, so you know why her mom needs this PI so bad. And of course, I still have stickers for sale. They're $2 each, and all proceeds go to the Cold Case Foundation, so it is for a good cause. And thank you guys again just so much for watching. Thank you again for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. That just means so much and has been a goal since I started my channel. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Riser's family has pleaded for information on where his body could be found.
We want the people to know that we have feelings, our family is suffering, and we just want our brother's remains back.
As detectives plead for that one phone call that could finally bring the answers they need.